Welcome to my channel. Today, I want to ask you a question. It's a very simple question, but the answer is not so simple. Why is Indonesia, a country where most people are not Hindu, celebrating Diwali in 2025 and celebrating it in such a beautiful way? Yes, Diwali, the famous Hindu festival of lights. You may think Diwali is Indian. Hindu people celebrate it in India. That's true. But it's also not the full story. In Indonesia, Diwali is growing. It is becoming more and more popular. People in cities like Jakarta, Medan, and Bali light lamps. They wear traditional clothes, they eat sweets, they enjoy fireworks. Some people go to temples, others just enjoy the colors and music. But why? That's what we're going to talk about today. And don't worry, you will learn a lot of English too. This is not just a video about a festival. This is a story. A real story about people, culture, tradition, and connection. And in the middle of this story, you will learn new words, ideas, and ways to use English in real life. We are going to take a small journey together from India to Indonesia, from light to language. So, stay with me till the end, because what you will hear today is more than just a celebration. It's about why people celebrate. It's about what light means in dark times. And it's about how stories, even from different countries, can help us understand each other better and speak better English too. Let's begin. Number 1. Diwali, a festival of light and meaning. So let's begin with a very simple question. What is Diwali? Diwali is a festival. It is one of the most important festivals in India. But it is not just for India. People in many countries now celebrate Diwali, especially where Indian communities live, like in the UK, the USA, Canada, Singapore, Malaysia, and yes, even in Indonesia. But first, let's understand the meaning. Diwali is also called the Festival of Lights. Why? Because during Diwali, people light small lamps. These lamps are called diyas. A diya is a small, simple lamp made from clay. Inside it, there is oil and a cotton wick. When you light the diya, it gives a small, warm light. Now, you may ask, why do people light these lamps? To answer that, we must look at a very old story. A long time ago in India, there was a prince. His name was Ram. He had a wife named Sita and a brother named Lakshman. Ram was a good man, kind, honest, and brave. But one day, he was sent away from his home. He had to live in the forest for 14 years. Sita and Lakshman went with him. Many things happened in the forest. One day, a demon king named Ravan kidnapped Sita. Ram fought a great war to bring her back. With the help of his friend Hanuman and many others, he defeated Ravan and rescued Sita. When Ram, Sita, and Lakshman returned home to their city, Ayodhya, the people were very happy. They wanted to welcome them with love. So they cleaned their homes, decorated the streets, and lit thousands of diyas to show the path. That day, the day Ram came home, is the day of Diwali. This is why we call it the Festival of Lights. Light means joy. It means peace. It means good has won over evil. Darkness has gone. Light has come. Now, let's talk about what people do during Diwali. First, they clean their homes. Yes, from top to bottom, every room, every corner. Why? Because Diwali is about new beginnings. A clean home means a clean start. Then they decorate their homes with flowers, lights, and beautiful patterns on the floor. These patterns are called rangoli. People make them using colored powder, rice, or flower petals. After that, people wear new clothes, often traditional. Women wear saris or salwar kameez. Men wear kurtas. Children also dress up. They also make sweets at home. Some people buy sweets from shops. These sweets are shared with family, friends, and neighbors. Some popular Diwali sweets are laddu, barfi, and jalebi. At night, families light candles and diyas. Some also use lanterns, paper, or glass lamps that hang outside the house. They also pray together, often to the goddess Lakshmi, who is the goddess of wealth and prosperity. People believe she brings good luck and happiness into the home. And of course, there are firecrackers. Children love them. They light sparklers, fire wheels, and loud crackers. It's a night full of sound, color, and light. I once had a student from India. Her name was Neha. She told me, Diwali is like a fresh start for us. Every year, we clean the house like we are cleaning our hearts. We say sorry to each other, we buy new clothes, and we light diyas. It feels like life begins again. I liked that idea very much because Diwali is not just about lights, it's about hope, it's about family, it's about forgiveness and gratitude. Even people who live far from home call their families, send gifts, and share love. And guess what? Diwali is now celebrated in many parts of the world, not just by Indian people. In the UK, for example, even schools and city halls put up Diwali lights. In Canada and Australia, Diwali is part of the multicultural calendar. And in Indonesia, yes, even in Indonesia, Diwali is becoming a part of the festival season. But why is Diwali celebrated in Indonesia? That's a good question, and I'll tell you the answer in the next part. Up next, we'll explore something very interesting: why Indonesia, a mostly Muslim country, celebrates Diwali. We will learn about Bali, we will talk about Indian Indonesian communities. We will discover old stories and connections between India and Indonesia and how Diwali became part of that story. You don't want to miss it. Let's keep learning. 2. Why and how Indonesia celebrates Diwali. In the last part, we talked about what Diwali is and why people celebrate it, the story of Ram, Sita, and their return to Ayodhya. We saw how Diwali means light, hope, and new beginnings. Now, you may ask, but Diwali is an Indian festival. Why do people celebrate it in Indonesia? That's a good question. Indonesia is a large country. It has more than 17,000 islands and over 275 million people. Most of the people in Indonesia are Muslim. In fact, Indonesia has the largest Muslim population in the world. But that's not the whole story. Indonesia is also a diverse country. That means many cultures, many religions, and many traditions live together. There are Muslims, Christians, Hindus, Buddhists, and others. There are more than 700 languages spoken in Indonesia. This is not just one culture, this is a home of many cultures. Now, let's focus on one special island, Bali. In Bali, many people are Hindu. Not just a few more than 4 million Hindus live in Indonesia, and most of them live in Bali. That's a surprise for many people. But yes, Hinduism is still alive and strong in Indonesia. So, how did Hinduism come to Indonesia? Many, many years ago, even before Islam came to Indonesia, Hinduism and Buddhism were very strong here. Indian traders came to Indonesia. They brought not just spices and goods, but also stories, ideas, and religion. They told stories from Indian epics like the Ramayana and Mahabharata. These stories became popular in Indonesia. Local people made their own versions of the stories with their own music, dance, and language. Even today, you can find the Ramayana ballet in Yogyakarta. You can visit temples in Bali where people still tell stories of Ram, Sita, and Hanuman. You will also find ancient Hindu temples like Prambanan, one of the largest Hindu temples in Southeast Asia. So you see, the connection between India and Indonesia is not new. It is very old. It is cultural, historical, and emotional. Now let's come back to Diwali. In Bali, Diwali is celebrated in a unique way. It is not the same as in India, but it is just as beautiful. The people in Bali may not call it Diwali in the same way, but they celebrate Deepawali and other Hindu festivals with light, color, music, and prayer. On this day, Balinese Hindus go to temples. They pray. They wear traditional Balinese clothes. They light oil lamps around their homes and temples. They make offerings to the gods flowers, fruits, rice, and incense. In the evening, the temples are full of music. You can hear bells, drums, and the gamelan, a traditional Indonesian instrument. You can see women in bright clothes carrying baskets of flowers. You can see the diyas lighting the temple steps. You can smell the sweet aroma of flowers and incense. The air feels peaceful. It feels special. Outside Bali, in places like Jakarta, Medan, and Surabaya, Indian Indonesian communities also celebrate Diwali. These communities are often made up of people whose families moved from India many years ago. They have temples, they have community halls, they invite friends and neighbors, both Indians and Indonesians, to celebrate Diwali together. In Jakarta, for example, the Indian community organizes Diwali fairs. People wear Indian clothes, buy sweets, watch dance performances, and light sparklers. There is food, music, and a lot of smiling faces. But what's interesting is how Indonesia has added its own flavor to Diwali. The food may be a mix of Indian and Indonesian dishes. The clothes may be Indian, but the music may include traditional Indonesian instruments. The prayers may be in Sanskrit, but the conversation is often in Bahasa Indonesia or English. This is cross-cultural celebration, a beautiful mix. Let's stop for a moment and learn some simple English words and phrases from this. Culture means the way people live their food, clothes, language, festivals. Tradition means something people do every year because it is part of their history. Festival is a special time to celebrate something. Religion is a belief in God or gods like Hinduism, Islam, or Christianity. Some phrases people say during Diwali are Happy Diwali, the most common greeting. Let's light the lamps. Said when starting the evening rituals. This is beautiful. When people see the lights, decorations, or fireworks, you can say these too. Try it. Happy Diwali. Again, let's light the lamps. One more. This is beautiful. Good job. So now you know Diwali is not just Indian, it is also Indonesian in its own way. It is not copied, it is shared. It is not the same. It is adapted. That is the beauty of culture. When we share, we all become richer. In the next part, we will look at something even more meaningful. What does Diwali teach us? What is the real message of this festival for you, for me, and for people everywhere? And how can that message help you learn English better? Stay with me. You'll love it. 3. What Diwali teaches us. Lessons for life and language. Now, let's stop and think for a moment. We have seen the lights, we have heard the stories, we know how people in India and even in Indonesia celebrate Diwali. But what does Diwali really teach us? This festival is not just about sweets, candles, or new clothes. It is not only about religion or one country. Diwali is about something much bigger. It is about good winning over evil. It is about light defeating darkness. It is about hope, even in difficult times. And it is about new beginnings every year. These ideas are universal. That means they are true for all people, in all countries, in all cultures. You do not need to be Hindu to understand these feelings. You do not need to live in India to feel this light. This is human. And this is where Diwali becomes more than a festival. It becomes a lesson for life, and a lesson for language learning too. Let's talk about life first. When people clean their homes before Diwali, they are not just cleaning dirt. They are cleaning old pain, old anger, old sadness. They want to begin again with a clean heart. When people light lamps, they are not just lighting fire. They are bringing light into their minds and families. That light says, let's move forward. Let's not stay in the dark. When families come together, when they give gifts, when they forgive old mistakes, they are choosing love over ego. They are choosing kindness over being right. That is powerful. I remember one of my students, her name was Aisha. She was from Indonesia and she was not Hindu. But she told me once, "Sir, I love Diwali because it makes me feel peaceful. My Indian neighbors always invite us. They give us sweets, they tell stories, they make me feel welcome. I think this festival is not only for them, it's for all of us." I smiled, because that is exactly what Diwali is about: connection. And now, let me tell you something important. Festivals connect people. Stories connect people. Language connects people. When you learn a language, you are not just learning grammar rules. You are learning how people think, how they feel, how they live. This is why, when you learn about festivals like Diwali, your English becomes real. You are not just memorizing words like lamp or celebrate. You are understanding what they mean in people's lives. For example, when you understand the story of Ram returning to Ayodhya, you understand why people light diyas. When you understand why people clean their homes, you understand the word new beginning. When you know why families gather, you understand the meaning of togetherness. Let me give you an example. Many English learners know the word hope, but what does hope feel like? Hope is when you are in a dark place, maybe you feel sad, or life is difficult, but you still believe something good can happen. That is hope. Diwali is hope. The lamps are small, but they shine. The night is dark, but the light is stronger. That is the meaning of hope. And when you connect that feeling to the word, you remember it forever. So you see, festivals like Diwali are not only about celebrating, they are also about learning. Now, let's talk about the word Diwali itself. Do you know what it means? The word Diwali comes from the Sanskrit word Deepavali. Deep means lamp. Avali means row or line. So, Deepavali means a row of lamps. Imagine a street filled with light, a house with candles in every window. That is a Deepavali. That is the picture behind the word. Now, think about this. When you light a lamp this Diwali, you are not just celebrating. You are also learning English through real stories, real people, and real culture. That's the best way to learn, not from boring textbooks, but from real life. When you read about Diwali, you learn new vocabulary. When you watch videos, you learn listening skills. When you talk about it, you improve your speaking. When you write about it, you improve your grammar and writing. One festival, many ways to grow. So, what does Diwali teach us? It teaches us to be kind. It teaches us to be grateful. It teaches us to forgive. And it teaches us that even a small light, even a small effort can make a big difference. That is also true for English learning. Even if your vocabulary is small, even if your grammar is not perfect, keep going. Your small steps are lights. and every light matters. So, my friend, next time you see a lamp, remember this. You are not only watching a festival, you are learning about people. You are learning about life. And you are learning real English, the kind that stays with you forever. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new, not just about Diwali, but also about people, culture, and real English. If you enjoyed this story and felt connected to it, please like this video. It helps more learners like you find it. And if you want to keep learning English through real stories like this, simple, clear, and full of meaning, then subscribe to my channel. I make videos to help you grow step by step in a way that's easy to understand. I would really love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, do you celebrate Diwali? Have you ever seen it in Indonesia or another country? What do festivals mean to you? Let's share and learn together. Your story is important. Thank you again, and until next time, keep learning and keep shining. Happy Diwali, wherever you are. If you need a Happy Diwali banner or graphic design, click the link in the description and place an order on my Fiverr account.